It is the age-old question, lid up or lid down?
Yep.
Not a household question. This is like
This
a
is
grilling thing.
Oh, grilling. Oh,
We'll get into that plus a couple other things today.
Fire it up.
Coming to you from the birthplace of American barbecue, it is Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Beautiful day.
The low country of South Carolina, and we've got cold beers.
Cold beer.
The sun is setting.
Awesome.
And it's time to talk some barbecue.
It is a beautiful day. I'm Jack Waybor. This is my good friend Bill West of barbecuetricks.com.
Jack, three-time South Carolina state champion. And we get your letters, we get your Great Plate photos, which we love, and we do it all at GrateTV.com. So
Yes,
please subscribe there at the little, if you go look at the page, there's a link on the right-hand side.
Yeah, get over to the Facebook page too. The Facebook page is growing exponentially every day. Make sure you like the Facebook page. That's GrateTV. Once we get to number 1,000, boy, do we have a prize package for you.
We really need to get there. Sam sent us an email from Evanston, Illinois. He says, if you're trying to decide, he's trying to say, it was a real short question, lid up or lid down? Which I guess means if he's cooking meat, do you leave the lid open all the time, or do you just, always do your thing, shut it, and walk away?
There you go. Well, that's a great question, and certainly one that we have not addressed before, and I'm excited to be able to tell you all about it, or my opinion of it anyway.
I would guess, you got to have a lid on to smoke.
Yeah, and you want to have a lid on if you got big cuts. And I use my hand, and when cooks use their hands a lot, Bill, we talk about doing steaks in the hand and, what it's all about. But if a cut of meat is thicker than my hand, down at the thickest part, I will close the lid. And I close the lid because I want the heat to surround the meat and to cook it, just to give it that enveloped kind of feel to it. So it's bigger than my hand. If it's thinner than my fingers, and we're getting down into something like fish or boneless, skinless chicken breast or something like that.
Even burgers, right?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and leave the lid up. That way I can keep an eye on it a little bit better. I can watch what's going on, and I make sure that, the heat, the radiant heat is coming up from the bottom, and I can get it flipped over when it's ready to be flipped over. And that's a burger, that's chicken, vegetables. You don't want to close the grill of vegetables, because if you close the grill of vegetables, you're actually going to steam the vegetables, and that makes them soggy. Nobody likes soggy vegetables.
Good rule. So thicker
than the right here, the thickest part of your hand. Close the lid. Thinner down here. Keep the lid open. Get the heat going on from the bottom. Give it a flip, and make sure you keep a good eye on it.
Good tip. Good tip from Great TV to you.
Thanks.
All right, let's get to one of our great plates today. This comes from Ainsley. Is that how you say that? Ainsley? Ainsley. Cherry wood smoked chicken halves.
Yeah, that looks good, doesn't it?
Actually, there's 3 halves. Someone's got an extra half there. 3 halves chicken. Looking really good. Cherry wood smoked.
Ainsley.
Ainsley, thanks much. And here's another one. Eddie Turner sent this in. Look at this. He smoked a 10-pound butt on the Traeger. 16 hours.
Wow.
That is slow.
Traeger is, one of those pellet cookers. You can keep that kind of temperature consistent in the Traeger. It's got the auger feed in it. Feeds pellets. 16 hours is a good long smoke. But I bet he rendered the fat out of that. I bet it's tasty.
I see the bone popping out there.
That's right.
190 degrees. Thanks for your great plates. If you got one, it doesn't have to be too fancy. It doesn't have to be huge. Just grab a picture with your phone and send it to GrateTV.com, Bill at GrateTV.com, or Jack at GrateTV.com.
Yeah, and it's great on the website there. We've got a little spot down there, a little link that you can just click that link and post your great plate right on, and it'll come right up on the website, and then everybody can see it. What a great thing that'll be.
Our gadget today, we got a letter. Jack and I both involved with some competition,
judging,
cooking,
Bill,
and judging,
cooking, and whatever else we do. Yeah, we have a good time with it.
And you know what this is? You brought these.
Yep. That is a meatballer right there. Is what really that is. You pack your ground beef in there, and it makes a standard size meatball. This is a standard size portion scoop. And the question was, can I use a ice cream scoop to put meat into a box and have it judged? And really, all of the barbecue associations don't have any rules about using ice cream scoops or cups or whatever it is that you want to use. They're kind of silent about that. What they do have rules against is sculpting meat. And I could see how if you were to use an ice cream scoop and arrange this in such a way that somebody would be able to tell that you used an ice cream scoop to make that box, and that would indicate that it was your box, well, that wouldn't be legal. You wouldn't be able to do that because that is what they call a marked box, and certainly you don't want to be marking a box. Judging organizations don't like.
I think we were talking about like someone having a single drumstick or a certain arrangement of.
We had to talk about thighs and drumsticks, and certainly you can use thighs and drumsticks. But if say you had to put eight pieces of meat in a box to make it right, if you put 7 thighs in one drumstick, that could be construed as marking. But if you put equal parts in, well, that wouldn't be marking because all you're doing is putting equal parts in. Anything that would indicate that you made that sample, or it could, so if you're in cahoots, and it's hard to get in cahoots anyway, and I'm not even really getting into this too far, but if you were in cahoots and you were a judge sitting at a table and your buddy was out cooking, and if he told you, hey, I'm going to put 7 thighs and 1 chicken leg in a box, now you'll know
look for the balls
of
meat.
Yeah, look for the balls of meat or whatever. That's not fighting fair or playing fair on the field. So, yeah, you can use an ice cream scoop to scoop it out and stick it in there. I don't recommend it. I can't see, personally, I can't see how scooping up a mound of pork with an ice cream scoop and plopping it into a box would give you any kind of an advantage. So,
I don't know that I've even seen it done, but it was an interesting question. I thought, for presentation at home, that's not bad. You can compress a little ball, make a nice, plate. I've seen it at actually some of the cafeterias and stuff.
But for those of you that are entertaining at home and you want to get something nice, a melon ball is a nice thing, or you want to put a little scoop of something on the side, or you're interested, if you're a caterer and you're interested in portion control, certainly ice cream scoops are a way to get that. You know how many ounces are in there, you know exactly what to charge. So portion control scoops similar to this right here will make your life profitable.
Not going to be much. Not going to be much for helping you on the grill, but.
My advice: leave the ice cream scoop at home.
Did you figure out what this was?
I have a feeling, although it looks like bamboo, that this is sugar cane.
I saw this in the Whole Foods market, and I thought, why? Who buys this? Do you know who would buy this?
I would think that it would be good if you were into making your own sugar. I know that you press sugar cane down to make cane syrup. And there are different, and sorghum, molasses, and so on and so forth. And there's different degrees. I have been to plantation days out at the plantations on out of Townville where they have large stacks of sugar cane. They're pressing out there the old way, and it's pretty sturdy.
Is that all around here?
Yes.
Where's
Middleton Place has plantation days, and you can watch them actually press and make sugar cane. There's a little place up in Reevesville too. Durham Reeves does it at Thanksgiving time, where you can go and watch it happen. And basically what they do is they have a stone press. They have 2 stones together and a spot where you can stick the sugar cane. They stick the sugar cane in the little press spot there, and usually they have a horse or a mule that's walking around in a circle, and this goes into in between the 2 stones, and it presses all the liquid out of it. The liquid falls into a trough or into a bucket. They take the bucket over to a big, large cauldron, and they go ahead and cook it, and they cook it, and they cook it. They usually have somebody over there skimming the impurities off the top, and as it cooks, you get this product right here, which is pure cane syrup. Pure cane syrup is hard to find in the state of South Carolina. I have looked just about everywhere for it. If anybody knows where to get pure cane syrup in the state of South Carolina, please.
So you look for what reason?
I use pure cane syrup as a ingredient in a barbecue sauce. A long time ago, I wanted to make a barbecue sauce that was reflective of what happened of South Carolina. So you wanted to use the ingredients that were indigenous to this area. So they grow tomatoes down on the plantations. So I used tomato product, ketchup as a matter of fact. I used rice wine vinegar because they have rice up on the plantations up in Middleton. I went out to the bee farm out at Bee City and got me some local honey out there, and I was looking for pure cane syrup because they would at one time pressed pure cane syrup here in Charleston. So I had vinegar, and I had sugar, and I had pure cane syrup, and one of these days I'll tell you about my adventure out to Reevesville and how we came across pure cane syrup here in the Charleston area. But I was in Georgia, and
that's not what this is.
That is pure cane syrup.
From Reedsville?
No, that's not from Reevesville. I was in Georgia, and we had a conversation with a nice lady, and she told me that her church pressed cane syrup as a fundraiser, and she brought me a bottle. And I appreciate her bringing me the bottle. What a nice thing.
Live Oak Methodist Church, homemade cane syrup.
Homemade cane syrup.
That's but it smells to me a lot like molasses.
It is just short of molasses. It is, and it's very sweet. Has that sweet bitter flavor to it that I enjoy. Makes a killer cookie and a very nice secret ingredient to a really cool vinegar barbecue sauce that I personally call Low Country barbecue sauce.
So that's the homemade cane syrup.
My own invention.
What I was thinking originally when I found that cane sugar, I thought this would be cool to use for like a skewer for something. But now that I guess we could dry this out and do some skewers.
Sure.
But tasting it, I don't know that I'd really want to.
We tasted a little bit. I chopped a little bit up for you, made it kind of before the show here. Do have a little piece. It is sweet, and you can taste the sugar in it, but it's raw sugar. It's as raw as it gets right there. And you can tell down in the...
Actually, there's a lot of liquid in it, too.
Down in Jamaica, man, that's what they make rum out of. So, mighty tasty.
Good stuff.
I like it.
Cane sugar. Try it in its purest form in the syrup.
I think it's good.
That's all we got today. Make sure you send us a great plate and give us some ideas. Hit us up on Facebook and tell a friend to subscribe or like us on Facebook. We would love that too.
Man, I'll tell you what, we have a lot of fun doing the show. We want to keep on bringing it to you every single week. So, we like the letters to keep on rolling in. So get it to us on Jack at GrateTV or Bill at GrateTV. Subscribe on iTunes. Give us a little shout on the Facebook page and help us out. What else you got?
That's it.
That's it.
Till next week.
Gang, make sure you buy local, think global, stay sustainable, and buy Dolly every chance.